is one of those places you can't help but fall in love with. It's beautiful, historic, peaceful, and at times absolutely buzzing with energy. In this video, I'm sharing my 3-day Kyoto itinerary. Everything from serene sunrise walks to epic street food hunts to gorgeous temples. Stick around, and if you love travel videos that mix adventure with a bit of insider info, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I arrived in Kyoto in the evening, and what better way to kick off the trip than with a delicious food, grilled eel over rice called Unagi. The eel is brushed with a sweet soy-based sauce and grilled until it's smoky, tender, and slightly crisp at the edges. Fun fact, unagi is believed to boost stamina, which you'll definitely need for what's ahead. I really loved this meal. It was hearty, it was delicious, just a perfect way to start my adventure in Kyoto. Day 1 kicked off with an early visit to Arashiyama bamboo grove, and when I say early, I mean sunrise early. Trust me, you want to get there as soon as the sun is up. By 9 AM it was already getting packed, selfie sticks out, tour groups rolling in. But right after sunrise it feels almost otherworldly. Mist hanging in the air, the soft creaking of bamboo, and the breeze creating this whispering sound that's actually recognized as one of the 100 soundscapes of Japan. Here you have a little comparison of how the forest looked at 7 AM versus how it looked at 9 AM. Just off the main path you will find Nonomiya Shrine, a tiny ancient shrine surrounded by mossy forest. In the Heian period, imperial princesses would come here to purify themselves before serving at the Grand Shrine of Ise. It's small and easy to miss, but if you come early it feels almost untouched by time. Because I arrived so early, most things around the bamboo grove were still closed, so I just enjoyed my time walking around and soaking in the serene atmosphere of the surrounding forests and parks. When waiting for the temple to open, I also grabbed a cup of hojicha latte that was really delicious and just perfect for a chilly morning. Right next to the bamboo forest is Tenryu-ji Temple, one of Kyoto's most important Zen temples. It was founded in 1339 to appease the spirit of a late emperor. Because in Japanese tradition, if a powerful spirit isn't honored properly, it could cause chaos.
I'm now strolling around the gardens that are surrounding the temple. They're so beautiful, classic Japanese gardens, really meticulously planned, lush, full of different stone structures and trees. Really stunning.
The gardens here were designed by the legendary landscape artist Musa Soseki and have survived fires and wars over the centuries. What's amazing is that the garden layout you see today is almost the same as it was 700 years ago, a direct link back to medieval Japan. The area around the bamboo grove has a bustling street full of little stores and cafes. I grabbed a bowl of warabi mochi in one of them and it was really delicious.
and I'm going to eat it. Oh wow, it's so crunchy. I could eat it with some fish or something, but even on salmon is really cool.
After a short, about 20-minute long, but steep hike, I reached the Iwatayama Monkey Park. Here are some cool facts about them. They survive some of the coldest climates of any primate. They bath in hot springs in the wild, and they've been seen washing sweet potatoes in rivers, inventing their own traditions and passing them down through generations. This park is a great and ethical way to observe them up close. Next, Kinkaku-ji, the Golden Pavilion. It's covered in real gold leaf, and not just for looks. In Zen Buddhism, gold represents the Pure Land or spiritual realm. Sadly, the original structure was burned down by a novice monk in 1950. What you see today is a stunning rebuild from 1955, and it's even more breathtaking reflected in the pond. After the morning rush, I headed to Nanzen-ji, one of the most important Zen temples in Kyoto. Founded in the 13th century, Nanzen-ji played a huge role in establishing Zen Buddhism in Japan. The idea that enlightenment comes through meditation and direct experience rather than scripture alone. As you walk in, the first thing you will see is the massive Sanmon Gate towering over you. You can actually climb it for an amazing panoramic view of the city and the surrounding forest, definitely worth a few hundred yen. But one of the Nanzen-ji's coolest and maybe most unexpected features is the brick aqueduct running right through the temple grounds. It was built during the Meiji period to bring water from Lake Biwa to Kyoto, a very modern engineering project cutting through a very ancient temple. It sounds strange, but it works. The mossy bricks and soaring arches blend perfectly into the serene surroundings. If you are into photography, under the aqueduct is a dream. Moody light, textured brick, ivy creeping up the sides, easily one of the Kyoto's hidden photo spots. Success of the Philosopher path that we'll get into in a second is Honen-in Temple. It felt like stepping into a different world. The temple is small, understated, and deeply peaceful. It's not one of Kyoto's blockbuster sites, but that's exactly what makes it so special. I got there just minutes before it closed for the day, and even though I only had about 10 minutes to explore, it ended up being one of my favorite places of the trip. A famous philosopher's path is a peaceful stone walkway that traces a little canal through one of Kyoto's quietest, prettiest neighborhoods. It's named after Nishida Kitaro, a famous 20th century philosopher who used to walk this path daily for reflection and meditation. If you visit in early April, the whole canal explodes with cherry blossoms, but even in other seasons it's beautiful, lined with tiny cafes, galleries, and the occasional hidden shrine or temple. As the sun dipped below the mountains, I made my way toward dinner. And honestly, after a day packed with temples, gardens, and a lot of walking, it felt good to slow down a little. I found a tiny local sushi spot tucked away on a quiet side street. It wasn't fancy, but that's what made it perfect. I ordered the Chirashi bowl, a beautiful mix of the day's freshest sashimi scattered over a bed of seasoned rice. While eating, you could watch the owner working silently behind the counter and slicing the fish, which added to the full vibe of the place. Instead of rushing back to the hotel after dinner, I decided to walk. And honestly, it was one of the best decisions of the whole trip. Kyoto streets at night are a completely different world. The busy crowds disappear, the lanterns glow softly, and the only sounds are the soft murmur of the canal and your own footsteps on the stone paths. I knew Fushimi Inari Shrine would be busy later in the day, so I decided to come just after sunrise. The early morning is by far the most peaceful time to visit. It feels like the whole shrine is still waking up, and is the perfect time to immerse yourself in the spiritual atmosphere without the crowds. If you come later, it can get pretty packed, and while it's still amazing, there is something magical about experiencing it in its calm, almost meditative state. Walking through those iconic Pavilion gates, each step feels like a small pilgrimage. The path is lined with countless story gates, many of them donated by individuals or businesses hoping for Inari's blessing. The climb up the mountain is one of the best parts. It's not too strenuous, but as you ascend the hundreds of stairs, you start to see the views unfold. On a clear day, the view from the top of Mount Inari is absolutely breathtaking. You can look down at the whole city of Kyoto. The path is also lined with small shrines and stone fox statues, adding to the sense of reverence and serenity. If you take your time, the peaceful quiet really lets you soak in the environment, and you can feel the history of this place stretching back over thousands of years. But here is the real surprise. While kitsune foxes are the most famous guardians of the shrine, you might also see some sacred cats strolling around. These cats are part of the shrine's charm, often seen lounging by the torii gates. It's not just coincidence. The sacred cats here are considered protectors too. According to local tradition, these cats are believed to be in tune with kitsune spirits, and together they guard the shrine from negative energies. After visiting the shrine, I decided to grab some mochi. And here's the fun fact. Mochi has been a part of Japanese culture for over 1,000 years and actually started as a sacred food used in Shinto rituals. In ancient times, mochi was considered a symbol of good fortune, and only nobles and priests could eat it during special ceremonies.
The ice cream has really nice creamy texture, and it tastes like a nice wholesome milk, if it makes sense. And it's really, really milky. And then the mochi. It's coated with a bit of brown sugar syrup, but only a tiny bit, which actually makes it not sweet at all. It's really good. And it pairs really well with this ice cream. It kind of melts on top of it, creating a sauce and adds to the richness of mochi. Really delicious, simple dessert.
Next up, Nijo Castle, one of the most historically important sites in Kyoto. This was the official Kyoto residence of the Tokugawa shoguns, the military rulers who controlled Japan during the Edo period. What's wild is that in 1867, right here inside this castle, Tokugawa Yoshinobu formally returned power to the emperor, ending over 260 years of samurai rule. That moment helped shape modern Japan. The castle is surrounded by massive stone walls and two moats, but the real magic starts once you walk into Ninomaru Palace. Unfortunately, you can't film inside, but it's absolutely worth visiting. Inside, the wooden floors are designed to chirp like nightingales when you walk on them. It's a built-in security system from centuries ago, and the sound was meant to warn of intruders, and it still works today. The ceilings are decorated with stunning paintings of tigers, cranes, and pine trees, all symbolic of strength, longevity, and authority. The surrounding gardens are just as beautiful, carefully designed to reflect harmony and elegance. You walk across stone bridges, past koi ponds, and under perfectly pruned pine trees. It's easy to forget you are in the middle of a city when you are standing here. After visiting the castle, I wandered the nearby streets and stumbled onto a tiny incense museum. Kyoto has been Japan's incense heart for centuries, with techniques perfected since the Heian period. Traditional incense isn't just burned for its fragrance, it's used for meditation, tea ceremonies, even poetry games. Some blends here have been protected recipes for generations, with rare woods like agarwood and sandalwood that cost more than gold. If you want a little snack when walking around, I strongly recommend you trying the raisin buns from this cafe. Next, I dove into the chaos of Nishiki Market, Kyoto's famous kitchen street. Here you can buy everything from street food through souvenirs to some clothes. first, I've decided to try a crispy croquette filled with yuba skin and soy milk filling. It was really, really unique and delicious.
Wow, it's really delicious.
Then I went for a real Japanese classic, karaage chicken. It was really delicious, but the portion size was a bit overwhelming.
It's really tasty. It has interesting seasoning. Some sort of almost like a curry paste on it.
Spice lovers, don't miss picking up Kyoto's local sansho pepper. It leaves a tingly, lemony buzz on your tongue, totally different from chili heat. The last thing I tried was a hot, freshly made senbei cracker with pickled plum salt on top. In the afternoon, I headed to the Samurai and Ninja Museum Kyoto, tucked just a few minutes away from Nishiki Market. It's a small museum but packed with real artifacts, from beautifully detailed samurai armor and katanas to antique shuriken and hidden ninja tools. There's a guided tour included, and it really brings the history to life. After exploring the exhibits, I signed up for the samurai sword training experience. I practiced basic stances and strikes, and it's not nearly as easy as it looks in the movies. For dinner, I hunted down a hidden gyoza place tucked on the second floor of an almost unmarked building. The owner hand wraps each dumpling to order, so you have to wait 20-30 minutes for your dish, but it's totally worth it. Delicate skins, juicy fillings, and the specialty with a soft egg yolk on top is out of this world. It's small, it's warm, and it's 100% worth finding.
Sweet one, a dry one.
To cap off the night, I wandered through the nice area by the canal and the Pontocho alley, a narrow lane lined with tiny lantern-lit bars and restaurants. Some places only seat 5 or 6 people. It feels like stepping into a secret Kyoto. I found a fun bar serving local beer and playing jazz music, and it really hit the spot. Day 3 with a visit to Sanjūsangendō, one of Kyoto's most awe-inspiring spiritual sites. Photography isn't allowed inside, but believe me, it's really worth a visit. The hall holds 1001 life-size statues of Kannon, the goddess of mercy, lined up in perfect rows. Each figure is slightly different, and in the center stands a towering 3-meter-high seated Kannon surrounded by a sea of shimmering guardians. Kyoto has a beautiful way of marking the seasons for food. I grabbed a fresh Sakura mochi from a small sweet shop. It's a soft pink rice cake filled with sweet red bean paste wrapped in a pickled cherry blossom leaf. The salty leaf against the sweet mochi is such a perfect balance.
The side of the Sakura one, it looks so pretty. Definitely in my mochi eater heaven. So the second one, it's almost like grainy when you first bite into it, but then once it reaches your tongue, it starts melting in your mouth. The inside is sweet but really mellow. Really delicious. I never had a mochi like this, or dessert, because I don't even know if you can call it mochi, but it's amazing. I'm in my mochi paradise.
Next, I wandered into Gion, Kyoto's famous geisha district, which served as a cultural heartbeat of Kyoto for centuries. The traditional wooden machiya houses once served as entertainment hubs where Geiko and Maiko would perform. Then I ducked into a cozy tea house to indulge in one of Kyoto's specialties, a matcha parfait. This is no ordinary dessert, it's full celebration of flavors and textures. Kyoto's relationship with matcha goes way back, and I have a full trip to Uji, Kyoto's matcha capital, coming soon. So definitely subscribe if you love matcha as much as I do.
Okay, so the parfait with hojicha, which is a roasted green tea, was really delicious. It wasn't overly sweet, which I liked because I hate sweet desserts, and I love the fact that it had all sorts of different textures. It had cold ice cream, and then it had mochi, it had some chestnut, it had different syrups, it had some sort of like hojicha cream, it has azuki beans, it had little jellos, really, really delicious.
Gion is just a short walk to Yasaka Shrine, standing watch over the eastern side of the city for over 1300 years. Its bright red gates and hundreds of lanterns strung across the main courtyard make it instantly recognizable. Yasaka is famous for the Gion Matsuri, one of Japan's biggest festivals every July, where massive floats parade through Kyoto streets. Right next to Yasaka is Maruyama Park, Kyoto's beloved public space. In spring, this place explodes into a sea of pink cherry blossoms, with people picnicking under an enormous weeping sakura tree at its heart. Even out of season, the park is beautiful. Winding paths, hidden tea houses, little streams humming under stone bridges. It's the perfect buffer between the busier temple visits. Just a short walk from the park is one of Kyoto's most peaceful hidden gems, Ryozen Cannon. This massive 24-meter wide Buddha statue was built in 1955 to honor the unknown soldiers who died in World War II. It looked exceptionally beautiful when the sun was setting. As evening set in, I made my way through Higashiyama's old streets. Yes, it was packed with visitors, but there's something about the atmosphere here that just pulls you in. Narrow lanes, beautifully preserved wooden houses, little incense shops, and random Studio Ghibli stores stacked into ancient buildings. It's Kyoto at its most charming. As the crowd spent and the lanterns lit up, you could look up and see the darkening mountains framing the rooftops, one of the most picture-perfect scenes of the whole trip. For my last meal in Kyoto, I went big, gyukatsu. It's slices of rare beef, lightly breaded in crisp panko, served raw so you can grill each piece yourself over a personal charcoal burner. The beef was insanely tender, and it came with an amazing set of sauces: citrusy ponzu, rich curry sauce, tangy grated daikon, and a soft silky onsen egg you can dip into. You even get to pick your grade of beef, standard, premium, or full-on wagyu if you really want to splurge. It definitely was one of the most delicious meals I had in Japan. And just like that, 3 days were gone. Kyoto is a city that moves at its own rhythm. It overwhelms you, it calms you down, it makes you notice the small things. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you don't miss the next adventure. And tell me in the comments, which Kyoto spot would you visit first?